Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the channel. Before I begin, here are my disclaimers. Today I am going to give you an update about MUELLER Industries INC quarterly report. MUELLER Industries offers a diverse range of products and services across three segments: piping systems, industrial metals, and climate. The company's product offerings include copper tubes, fittings, line sets and pipe nipples, brass and plastic plumbing valves, malleable iron fittings, faucets and plumbing specialties, brass, bronze, and copper alloy rods, cold form aluminum, and copper products, high-volume machining of aluminum, steel, brass, and cast iron impacts and castings for automotive applications, brass and aluminum forgings, brass, aluminum, and stainless steel valves, fluid control solutions, gas train assembles, specialty copper, copper alloy, and aluminum tube valves, protection devices, and brass fittings, coaxial heat exchangers, and twisted tubes, high-pressure components and accessories, insulated HVAC flexible duct systems. These products are sold to various industries, including plumbing, refrigeration, construction, industrial, utility, telecommunication, electrical distribution, and heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, HVAC, markets. MUELLER Industries Inc. Stock price increase. A year of strong performance over the past year. MUELLER Industries Inc.'s MLI stock price has surged by over 29.69%, driven by a combination of strong earnings reports, strategic acquisitions, rising copper prices, and robust financial health. Consistent strong earnings reports have been a key driver of the company's stock price increase. In each quarter of 2025, MUELLER Industries reported significant year-over-year growth in net income, operating income, and net sales. The company's ability to adapt to changing market conditions and capitalize on strategic acquisitions has contributed to its success. The rising copper prices have also had a positive impact on the company's revenue and profitability. As COMEX copper prices increased by 18.4% year-over-year in the first quarter of 2025, MUELLER Industries' net sales reached $1 billion, a notable increase from $849.7 million in the prior year. In addition to strong earnings reports and rising copper prices, MUELLER Industries' strategic acquisitions have also contributed to its stock price increase. The company's acquisition of Naring Electrical Works and Elkhart Products in the second half of 2024 has expanded its market presence in the industrial metals segment. The company's robust financial health, including a cash balance of $1.3 billion with no debt and a current ratio of 4.8 to 1 as of Q3 2025, has also enhanced its outlook. The announcement of a 25% increase in its quarterly dividend in February 2025 further signals the company's confidence in its financial stability and future prospects. Overall, MUELLER Industries Inc.'s stock price increase over the past year can be attributed to a combination of strong earnings reports, strategic acquisitions, rising copper prices, and robust financial health. The primary drivers of revenue growth or decline can be summarized as follows. Revenue growth is primarily driven by the piping systems segment, which saw an increase in sales of non-core product lines and external net sales. The industrial metals segment also contributed to revenue growth due to incremental sales from acquired companies and higher net selling prices. Additionally, the climate segment experienced a significant increase in external net sales. On the other hand, revenue decline was mainly attributed to the industrial metals segment, which saw lower unit sales volume of core product lines. The flex duct and other HVAC components also declined by 5% and 0.1%, respectively. Key drivers of revenue growth include increased sales in non-core product lines, incremental sales from acquired companies, higher net selling prices due to rising raw material costs. Conversely, key drivers of revenue decline include lower unit sales volume of core product lines, decrease in demand for certain product lines. Net income and profit margins. A year of growth, the financial performance of the company has shown significant improvement in 2025 compared to 2024. Net income increased by 29.7% from $476.9 million to $618 million, indicating a substantial growth in revenue. This increase is also reflected in the net income margin, which rose from 16.7% to 19.1%. Profit margins have also seen an upward trend. Gross margin as a percentage of sales increased from 27.6% to 31.5% in Q3, and from 28.5% to 32.5% for the 9 months ended. Operating income as a percentage of net sales also improved, rising from 24.3% to 29.6%. These increases suggest that the company has become more efficient in its operations and is able to retain a larger portion of its revenue as profit. The company is indeed generating positive operating cash flow. The financial summary explicitly states this, and the data provided on pages 6, 49, and 51 supports this claim. Specifically, the net cash provided by operating activities has increased from $505,787,000 in 2024 to $614,233,000 in 2025, indicating a positive trend. This suggests that the company is managing its finances effectively and generating sufficient cash flow to support its operations. The company's debt level has undergone significant fluctuations. Initially, current liabilities increased by $189.3 million on page 4, while total liabilities rose by $114.2 million on page 5. However, a contradictory report on page 49 states that total debt decreased by $60,000. Furthermore, the debt level is reported to be zero as of September 27, 2025, on page 50. Regarding interest expenses, there has been a notable decrease of 94% from -$113,000 to -$6,000 on page 2. Additionally, net interest expenses decreased significantly on page 15. Despite some inconsistencies in the data, it is clear that both debt level and interest expenses have undergone significant changes. Management's outlook on company strategy. The company's management is optimistic about its outlook, citing strong operating performance and a solid liquidity position. They have successfully managed exposures to commodity prices, foreign currency exchange rates, and interest rates through hedging activities. The company has adequate liquidity to meet its needs, but the payment of dividends in the future will depend on various factors such as financial condition, cash flows, capital requirements, and earnings. Management is also investing in the business to drive growth. There were no notable acquisitions or divestitures in the company's financial activities. The company maintained its existing assets and operations without any significant changes through mergers or sales of business units. The company's financial summary reveals that it has engaged in two key shareholder return initiatives. Firstly, the company has a history of paying dividends to its shareholders, as evidenced by references on pages 2 and 49. Secondly, the company has also implemented share buybacks, with supporting documentation found on pages 7, 9, and 50. Concerns about inventory buildup and supply chain disruption. The financial summary highlights concerns regarding inventory buildup, with Elkhart Products Corporation holding $18.7 million in inventories and Naring Electrical Works Company holding $38.8 million. Note 3. The company also acknowledges a concern about inventory buildup on page 24. Furthermore, the company has invested $7.5 million in open futures contracts to sell copper over the next 3 months, indicating an attempt to mitigate potential losses due to inventory accumulation. Additionally, there are indirect mentions of supply chain disruption concerns, including fluctuations in material costs and potential impacts on profitability due to inventory management. Page 41. The lack of availability of raw materials could also have a significant adverse effect on business operations. Page 51, further highlighting the risks associated with inventory buildup and supply chain disruptions. That concludes the financial summary for MUELLER Industries Inc. Feel free to comment below, and I will be happy to answer them when possible.